Tina Stitches. Welcome to my channel. Today is Sunday, December the 17th. It is 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I have decided that I'm going to do a WIP parade. I do have a ring light on, so as you can see there's going to be glare. It's very gloomy outside because it's December in Canada, so I know a lot of people can words are not going to work today. Yeah, people understand. You get it. It's December. It is a very strange December for us because normally we would have at least a foot of snow on the ground. There is barely inches. Barely. You know, she was fine until I turned the camera on. No, Squeaky, you're fine. So, yeah. We even have some patches of grass, which is just unthinkable. So, yeah. It's warm, but it's cold. I'm going to do a WIP parade. I'm going to do a relatively quick WIP parade because I don't have anything at all prepared. So I'm just going to pull out the ones at the top of my list and then pause the video, pull out some more, pause the video. I'll try to give you stats where I have them. If I don't have them, I don't have them. I can guess. I'm not very good at record keeping. This is my record keeping. I have a list and the year written beside the list. The start year. Right there. And as you can see, this is November's list because December been too busy to even start a new list. So, yeah. So, I'm going to start with my oldest projects, and if you've been with me for a while, you've seen these for a long time, right? Almost right since the beginning. So, I am talking, of course, about the reindeer. The Christmas Eve Courier collection by Nora Corbett. I have a few left to go. Most of them are in the stage of just add the beads and treasures and we're done. I'm just going to move her out of her bed. There you go. She was struggling to move around, so maybe she'll be okay. So, I don't have them in any particular order except for order of completion, the state of completion. There's two that are not in this pile because they are actually on display downstairs, framed, not... They're temporarily framed, meaning they're set in a frame and set on the shelf. If I remember, I will insert the pictures of those here. And as for the rest, I'm not pulling out the cover picture because most of these are in, they're so close to being completed. The cover picture will just show you what I'm showing you. So, these were all started in May of 2017, and here we have Cupid. And this was to this date, and I had not been sure what I'm going to do about the Art Deco bird that is on the bottom of the original, and whether or not I'm going to put it in or change it out for something else. Still up in the air about that. So all the beads are done. Just add the bird and the treasures, and that one will be complete. Ready for FFO. Here is Comet. Comet, I think, is in the farthest from being complete stage, and so it still needs the border and the beads and backstitch. These are all stitched on 32 count Nocturne Belfast linen by Picture This Plus. I bought one big piece and chopped it up to make these work. And this is the one that I put in the Q-snap a few weeks ago and intended to put some beads into it. The beads are set up. Everything is set up downstairs, but you know, beading is a process. It requires a lot of space and time, and I just didn't have the time or the space. But here's where it's at. Everything completed except the beads. This one is Dasher, I believe. Yeah, Dasher. And this one just needs the treasures. And this is Blitzen. And these three have been completed possibly this year. Don't have a definite record of that. Well, let me think that. Dancer, Vixen. They were on my WIP list in January, so they are finished in 2023. This one is Dancer, complete with the treasures. Donder. Look at the sparkle. And Vixen. I'm just trying to remember which one it was that I put the beads on most recently. Vixen would be this one. And the treasures are all up in the antler there. Very blingy. So those are 3 completed this year, 2 completed from previous years, 2 more to go. So we're getting there. And, of course, you can't have the reindeer without the sleigh. I will have to insert a picture of what the sleigh will look like. And here's where I'm at. This is my snow day project for this winter. what that means is that whenever it snows, I'm going to pick this up and put some stitches into it. And so far it's been working. Because this and this and this are all relatively new. Same with some of the filling in, especially the silver krynic, because I didn't have that at one time. But I found it, so we're putting it in. Yeah. So this is where we're at the end of 2023. We're not really at the end, but, you know, for record keeping. Here we are. Royal Tudor Mandala by Chatelaine. Still in the Q-snap. Haven't touched it in months. Months. I can't even remember the last time I worked on it. Yeah, I had some wild dream of having this 3/4 of the way finished or something. Somewhere I did make a goal. I think it was in my last WIP Parade. I know I haven't met it. Here's what it will look like when it is finished. And this is where I'm at. I know it's not very good WIP Parade if everything is still in the Q-snap. But I'm really torn about pulling it out of the Q-snap. And I know people are probably cringing because I have all these silks and specialty stitches in here and I'm leaving it in the Q-snap, crushing all those specialty stitches. It's mine. I can do whatever I want. I do think that I do need to not make goals, but go back to my goals, because I was making pretty good progress on this. Yeah, I just have one more corner and one more centerpiece to do. So I just need to get to it. So Royal Tudor Mandala by Chatelaine. No beads on it yet. There are a ton of beads to go on it. Okay. So far everything is within reach, so I'll just keep going. Dressmaker's Daughter. This is one that, I don't know how far I was when 2023 began. Let's see if we can dig up an old picture. Right here. But here's where it's at now. It is, all the cross stitch is complete, and all that's left to do is the beads. And I have discussed this in a previous video, where I'm going to try to basically do the same thing, where I will pick one of these beautiful dresses and try to get all of the beading done within the season. So I have 3 months per panel to get the beading done. I have all the beads. I am just missing the treasures that belong to this dress because they are discontinued. Crystal floral treasures. So I will see what I can come up with for a substitute. And these are stitched, this is stitched on 32 count. Lavender something Belfast linen by XJudeDesigns. Sweet lavender. I'm sure it's called sweet lavender. Here, let's see. Yep, sweet lavender. By XJudeDesigns on Etsy. I was in the Fabric of the Month Club a few years ago. That's where I got that. So now I'm going to pause the video and get out a few of the other projects that I have been working on. Okay, so Royal Tudor Mandala and Dressmaker's Daughter were both started in 2018, and I believe that was May of 2018 because I was doing Mania back then. I'm pretty sure that's where I started those. This next one I do recall being a New Year, New Start. I believe my husband had given it to me for Christmas the year before, so 2018 at Christmas was this gift. It was a, well, it still is. I don't know if it's available. It's a kit that I got from Gecko Rouge, and I'm just scrolling it to be everything visible. And yeah, so New Year, New Start for 2019, Hatter by Gecko Rouge. Here's where it was at the last WIP Parade. And here's where we're at now. And I can't recall if I've worked on this since my last video, since you last saw it. And I don't have my stats at hand right now, but this one is like over 34% done, I believe. I have the stats from the last time I did a video. Yeah, it's over 35%. 2/1 half cross on 25 count easy grid that came with the kit. And I am doing it from bottom to top using basically the reverse typewriter method, where I find the lowest color and work my way up. Yeah. It works for me. That is how I'm mostly doing this. Sometimes I will pick an area and then just fill in and radiate out from that. But it's generally wherever the lowest point is in the design. Like this area here, I might focus just in this area. Right now, I've been going up to this line here and filling it in across. So I've gotten up to here. So that's where it's at for the end of 2023. Yeah, some of these projects take a long time. I've heard the term legacy project kicking around, and well, honestly, I don't think that this is a legacy project. I think I can get this done. But, you know, them big words. Okay. That is the only project that I have from 2019 left. This is the only project that I have from 2020 left. This is Beautitudes by My Big Toe. And this is what it will look like when it's finished. And, well, here's where it was at the last WIP Parade. And here's where it's at now. I recently rolled this up because, believe it or not, I finished the top half this morning. So, let's see, how can I do this? There it is. There's the top. All finished, except for one singular stitch, which you may or may not notice, but might just drive me nuts, so I might put it in there. But yeah, and this is stitched with Threadworks. I can tell you the number, 1024. And Cranberry by Gentle Arts, which I had run out of. This is all that's left, but I took some DMC and some RIP dye and made my own. So that's what I'm stitching the rest of it with. And here's where it's at. So we're at the bottom 2 pages, which honestly, I looked at them this morning. They're not full pages. So that should make it go a little quicker, you would think. All right. Now, tighten this up a little bit. Okay. '21 has a lot of WIPs pulled, well, not near, nowhere near being completed. This is a WIP that I started because of a monthly magazine challenge group. I've had this magazine since it came out, really wanted this project, started it, and I am not intimidated by it, so that's not the problem. The problem is Problem is I can't find the picture. It's a black and white chart. There's lots of blends. I really can't find the picture. Ah, there it is. Welcome by Teresa Wentzler. I have a couple of Teresa Wentzlers in my bin of shame. This magazine's gonna drive me nuts. Alright, we'll just put it back. It's just cross stitch from, oh, there's the cover. 1999. I'm actually surprised that they don't have it on the cover, because at that time Teresa Wentzler was a big name for cross stitch, in my opinion. Much bigger than all the rest of them that are on there, but you know, I guess they got to draw you in, right? That was pretty sure it does say Teresa Wentzler on the cover. Yeah, it does. Teresa Wentzler's welcome. Right there. Of course, I cover it up. There. So, yeah. Had it since it came out. Wanted to stitch it. Monthly Magazine Challenge Group. Pull out your magazines. Stitch. Get them stitched. Still in the Q-snap. I'm going to take it over the Q-snap. Because I think I'm going to reposition it anyways. So, and I might want to use the Q-snap for something else in the meantime, because this one I haven't touched in a long time. I still want to stitch it. I'm not giving up on it. I'm just not feeling it at the moment. Winter, spring, just the thing. So here's where it was at the last WIP Parade. And let's see if I can show this very well. Here's where it's at now. So as you can see, had been working on this border. I think I want to get back into the center picture of it. Sorry, you know, interruptions, it happens. Yeah, I want to get back into the center picture. But I still love it. So, might be taking a break for a little bit. It's not going to be a long break. I'm sure in May I tend to bring out all of these ones that I started for Mania, because I do believe this was a Mania start. It might not have been. Yeah, 2021. Still quite a few things from 2021. Because they're big things, and I don't get a lot of big things finished very quickly. Which is why I tend to throw in a couple of little things. So, this one... What? It's very rough. Huh? Is it so rough? Okay. Les belles lettres de GiGi. The letter T. Yeah, you can't make it out. Well, oh, there you go. You can just a little bit. It is very faint tone-on-tone design, and I knew that I would love the design, so I bought it on faith, and I am stitching it in Anchor Black on 35 count Edinburg Linen that I dyed myself. Here's where it was at the last WIP Parade. And here's where we're at now. So I'm more than 50% done, I believe. I believe that it is 3 pages across and 2 pages down, and I've gotten all the top pages finished. So it's just a matter of getting the bottom pages finished. I have no illusion of getting this finished in 2024. I do want to see more progress on it. I do want to have a page finish. At least a page finish. I keep thinking I should write these goals down, but you know, the way I operate is if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. Still love it. I still want to work on it. I'm very tempted to just pull it out right now. I'm going to say that quite often. You will find. Anchor Black. I just, this is the only project that I have going with Anchor Black right now, and at some point I had pulled this project out and I couldn't find the black. I couldn't find the floss anywhere, so I ordered more. The floss was in the pattern, just like you saw it. That is probably still the floss that I couldn't find when I was looking for it. So I bought more. Yeah. Because, you know, that's how it goes. This next project, we're still in 2021. Perman of Copenhagen. Kit that I got for Christmas from my son. That's what it will look like when it's finished. And where it was at my last WIP Parade. And this one I also have no aspiration to have it finished. This fabric is, I believe it's supposed to be 32 count. Sorry, I'm gonna have to have a look here. 35 count linen. I believe it's supposed to be DMC. I'm not sure. It's 35 count linen. I'm doing it with the kit fabric, kit thread. So that's the blue that it came with. It has DMC stamp. Where it was when you last, well, at the last WIP Parade. This fabric is so stiff it makes me think of Witchelt. And here we are. We're just to the edge of the one page. So this one has a lot of work to go. This one I am stitching at one strand over two. I did start it with 2 strands over 2, found it too chunky. He's 2 strands. Is it him? Yeah. He's 2 strands. Aww. Still love this project. I will still work on it. It's not going to be finished in the next year. Okay. This project was started in May. I'm pretty sure that Perman and Lettres were started in May. She is normally not like this. This, I don't think I've worked on this one nearly as much as I should have. It's beautiful. This is Cassiopeia by Mirabilia. Here's where it was on the last WIP Parade. And here's where it's at now. This is stitched on 32 count Dawn. I want to say it's Dawn. Yep. Dawn Belfast Linen by Picture This Plus. Started May 2nd, 2021. The Perman kit was started May 1st, aww, if I remember right. So, yeah, just the bottom part of her dress. That's all that's done. And a little bit of the end of the couch. Right there. Just very little bit. So yeah, this is another project. I don't think it'll be finished in 2024, but I would like to see it have significant progress. And this next one is also a Mirabilia. I think I did a Mirabilia May. I think that's what it was. So Perman probably wasn't started on the first, but anyways. This is Cassiopeia. Not Cassiopeia. Queen Mariposa. By Mirabilia. Mine is being stitched on 32 count. It is a Picture This Plus. I thought I had Zephyr. By Picture This Plus. It is still on a frame. Here's where it was at the last WIP Parade. And here's where she's at now. And I know these big chunks of color are mostly new since last year. One of the problems that I was having with this one was the way I had photocopied it, I didn't have a good center going. So now I did. This one, I also have no illusions about it being finished, but this is probably closer to being finished than any of the other Mirabilias that I see in my lineup here. This one I think is the closest to having a shot. Okay. Because we have another Mirabilia. And this one, oh look, there's the fabric card. She is beautiful. Adia, the Garden Fairy. Mine is being stitched on 32 count Huntress by Picture This Plus. Here's where it was on the last WIP Parade. And here it is now. And look at how that just pops. It's going to be stunning on here. That's pretty close to what it actually is as far as color. Yeah, I really want to work on this some more. This one I do have a little bit of difficulty working on because it is such a dark fabric. And it's Picture This Plus, so it's tighter weave. The fabric has fluffed up some, so it makes it difficult to see, but with magnification, it's good. And the last project that I have for 2021 is Poppy. I call her Poppy. It's Girl in a Poppy Field by Verico. Yeah, Verico. This is where it was in the last WIP Parade. This is being stitched on 32 count platinum Belfast linen, which is not the called for. It was a kit. It came with 14 count Ada. I tried it. I didn't like it. I stopped. If I'm not going to enjoy stitching on it, I'm not going to stitch on it. And that was, I mean, I put a very small start in it, and I just was not enjoying it. So I knew it had to change. And here's where we're at. So I worked on this for most of this past November. And I know the tree in the background is new, and most, if not all, of the red is new. But yeah, here's where we are for the end of 2023. I have a big piece of fabric, it won't need that much. And so now I'm going to pause the video, take care of a dog, and get the next set of projects out. Okay, took the dog downstairs, grabbed myself a chocolate. I left her down there, so hopefully she'll be okay. She's just eating her food, so I think that might have been her issue. So we'll just keep going, and the next time I pause the video, I'll go check on her. So that is not the project I want to show you. This next project, these are from the 2022 starts. I am going to have to insert a picture for this one because it was digital. And it's Rose Quaker by Stickadine van der Warenberg. And I'm stitching this on 32 count Nessie with overdyed threads conversion that I was trying to do myself. I stitched this 1/2, and that's as far as I got. And I will have to look at it again because I think there's a mistake. Either in this one or this one, I'm not 100% sure. So I need to, before I pick it up, I need to make sure that there really is not a mistake, or that I had fixed it already. I've seen a lot of people finish this, and I would like to finish it, but that's definitely not happening in 2024. I mean, that was such a tiny start, and yeah. So, Rose Quaker. And then I started Simplicity. Vintage Simplicity by Dimensions. Kit came with 14 count Ada. I switched it out for 28 count Monaco or Lugana, something that I had in my stash. It just turned out to be the right size. I'm using the kit floss. Here's where it would have been for the 2022 WIP Parade. Well, the last WIP Parade, there would have been a progress picture. I believe that I have gotten quite a bit more done since then. My needle minder is on my grime guard, so let's just... Don't you just love it when Google Mail tells you you don't have storage? They send you an email to tell you you're running out of space. Like, you're taking up the space. That's what you're doing. Okay, so I'm pulling this off of the Q-Snap. I did not work on it this month. I try to work on it once a month to get some progress on it, and that mostly works. So yeah, if there was a picture, you will see it. And here's where it's at now. So, the biggest portion of the design is finished. This only took 1 day of stitching, and the other one is not much bigger than that, if I remember right. Oh no, it's not, it's bigger, but it doesn't have the foof that this one has, so it should go relatively quickly. I'm stitching on this with Kim from Stitch and Stuff. She just had a big move, and then, you know, Christmas is upon us, so I hope to see progress on it soon. So, there's that one. Put it back in the bag, kind of on the Q-Snap. Okay, I gotta answer this one. I'll be right back. Okay, so I checked on the dog and she's fine. She's curled up on the corner of the carpet down there, so she just wanted a little food and we can leave her there for now. Yeah, so I showed you Simplicity, and now another big project. This is Inner Depths by Chris Ortega. I started this I think I started this for my birthday start in 2022. I can't be 100%, but Well, if I look back, I could be 100%, but I'm pretty sure it was a birthday start for 2022. And this is what it would look like. This is what it looked like on my last WIP Parade. And here's where we are now. We're hitting about 10%. I'm not sure of the numbers exactly, but pretty soon we will be reaching the person, the focus of the project, right? This background is confetti heavy and also not confetti heavy in some areas, so sometimes it's very easygoing and sometimes it's very tedious. So doing my usual typewriter method, trying to get up to, you know, the goal of the row 60 all the way across. And so now I'm working to get this last bit here up to row 60, and then I'll come across again and go to row 70. And some areas I worked in a lot more because just the way the confetti was, you know, it just worked better. Don't judge. There's no cross-stitch police, so do whatever you want. This is 2/1/2 cross, which is my standard for full coverage pieces. These really big full coverage pieces. 2/1/2 cross. This one I am actually using the away waist knot method for starting and loop method to start, waist knot to end. So when I get so far with my thread and I only have a couple inches left, I will bring it over here and pull it out and snip it close. There's about a 1/4 inch sticking up, and when I'm done stitching all of this area, I will just pull this tight, like I will pull it up and I will snip it from the top of the fabric. And the little bit of fuzz will disappear underneath when I stitch over it. This is a dark project, so I'm not worried about threads showing through. That's where we're at for inner depths. My next project is another big project. This is a stitching shelf. Started in August of 2022 for World Cross Stitch Day. I started this with Carolyn Sook of Zook Stitch and Kim from Stitch and Stuff. And my personal goal was to get 100 stitches a day, or the equivalent. You know, averaging out over, let's say, a month, I would want to get 3,000 stitches a month. That's my thinking. I don't strictly work on it every day, because I rotate between my 3 full coverage BAPs. Here's what it looked like at the last WIP Parade. And here's what it looks like now with the Q-snap in the way. That is not going to make it easy. Alright, let's take it off. Okay, so I have all kinds of dangling threads. Oh, let's just take it all the way off. Here's where it's at. Now, you may be familiar with this project because it's a stitching shelf by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. In the very beginning of this row up here in the top left corner, where most people like to start, there's a door and a key, and I've seen that stitched so many times. I wanted to start somewhere else. I started in the top center. I made a mistake, and I actually started at the page break at my center line, which it's only about 20 stitches off, so my margins are okay. But I worked on the spring shelf for quite a while, and then I decided that I just wanted to stitch on a different shelf, so I moved down to the summer shelf. And then when the season changed, I decided to go to this one here, which is the autumn shelf. This is actually one of the biggest vignettes of it. And then when that season was over, I had enough connections here to make it to winter. So yeah, so that's where it's at. I don't know what you can see. There it is. So yeah, I am staying mostly on track. I stitch on this for about 20 to 30 minutes in the mornings when I'm not working on the other projects. Yeah. I don't know if I showed where it was when I did my last WIP Parade, so if I have to, I'll do a side-by-side. Now my notes are covered up with Q-snap parts. I left the project bag for this downstairs. This is my last start for 2022. So there will not be any more WIP Parade pictures for any of the next ones, but this one is Pageant Kings from a needlework magazine from, I'm not sure the year. I'll try to remember to put the details in here. And here's what it will look like when it's finished, if I have a picture. And here's where the last WIP Parade had it. And I'm happy to say that I have gotten a lot of progress done on this one. And even since my last video, there's been more progress in these areas here, especially here. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. I'm glad I pulled it out again. There is so much detail going on. And this, it was, in the magazine it calls for it to be stitched 3/2 on 28 count denim blue, I believe it was denim blue, Lugana. I'm stitching it 2/2 on 32 count twilight blue Lugana. Not Lugana, Belfast linen. Might not be Belfast. It's 32 count linen that I had in my bag from way back when, by Perman of Copenhagen. So, yeah. So that's where we're at for 2023. And now to get the 2024s ready. 2023s ready. Okay. There's one project that I'm just pulling them down quickly and I don't know. Oh, never mind, I know where it is. Yeah. Okay. So, finding places for stuff is not easy when you have a tiny house. Well, I don't even have a tiny house, I just have a small house. So, these are projects that I started in 2023. So there's no, here's where it was in 2022 or 2017 in some cases. These are all fresh. So, the first one that I'm going to share is the Camberley sampler. And this is all the fault of Carolyn Zook and Robin from Bird's Eye Stitching. They showed this on a video, I'm not sure when, and we started it for February 14th. I like to do center starts in most cases, unless I count out and stitch in a border. So I started in the center and I worked my way to the edge here, and yeah, I'm stitching this with 1 strand over 2 on 35 count Edinburg linen with the called for DMC. So this is going to be a pretty big project. It doesn't look like it's going to be that big. But so far I only have this bit done up to there. So yeah, it's a pretty big project. No delusions about when that'll be finished. And this one I started I'm not exactly sure when. And I really do just need to finish it. This is the piece Scissor Tag by the Drawn Thread. I just need to assemble it. My problem is I don't like waste. And so I could see another set fitting on this piece of fabric. So that's why I have not been able to get my act together and finish it, fully finish it. And that was stitched with not the called for colors, but with silks from my stash. This next one is one that I am going to revisit. This is HL's Moth. I started this in the spring. I won this in a draw by Sarah from Our Stitching Kingdom. She was very generous, and this and the threads were included. The threads were a conversion, and I started to stitch it using the conversion, and this is what I got. Now, that's what it should look like, and that's what I got. So yeah, I don't mind a conversion, but I didn't expect it to be like a complete color conversion. I expected it to just be substitute colors. So yeah, I will be revisiting that. I mean, all the colors look like they're the right colors. I just feel like they're not matched up to the right symbol. Okay. Speaking of Sarah from Our Stitching Kingdom, we both started The Queen of Hearts by Owl Forest Embroidery. It was a kit. Sarah was fortunate enough to get the kit. It was sold out. I did order the threads and needle minder. But I will have to source the beads myself. And I have one of them, and I have one of the charms. And I had to pull this fabric from my stash. And this is 32 count something. Nope, 28 count mellow cashel linen. And here's where it's at. This is another one where, oh, I think I could get this done. I definitely think I could get this done. I already have most of the dress done, and then it's just motifs. The Cheshire Cat and motifs. Beads, of course. and charms. But yeah. So that's where that is. And I do hope to have this finished. I'm going to say by my birthday, July. Sorry, I just have to listen because I thought I heard her making noise down there. I think she'll be fine. We're almost done. 3 more projects. That's all that I got. That's all that's left. 3 more projects for this WIP Parade. This little Halloween tiny town by Heart and Hand. I'm not sure when I started it. I pulled some colors from my stash, some over-dyed threads, and got a start. That's as far as I got. I do hope to have this one finished by next Halloween, so I can finish it as a drum and display it. Now, she is being very vocal down there, so I will be right back. Here's the little noisy monster. Yeah. They can hear you, you know. She's blind, so there's no point in telling her to, hey, look over here. Right? How you doing? Mm-hmm. Okay. You want to? She's sniffing the bed, checking it out, but we'll see. Okay, 2 more projects. That's it. And then we can tend to whatever it is that she needs. So, I have a very precarious pile going on. This next stocking I started on October 16th. I'm sorry, I got a scratch in my throat. This is the sled stocking by Dimensions. Gold collection. This is being stitched for my nephew's wife. And I worked quite a bit on it. Started in the top. And that's where we're at. This is stitched on the Ada that came in the kit. The Dimension stockings I do stitch on the Ada. I don't know why. It is a pain in the butt, It really, really is. I have, what do you call, pliers sitting by my stitchy spot to pull the needle through if I'm having a particularly rough day. Because pulling 3 strands on a needle, pulling it through, I do use a bigger needle with the larger threads, larger count of threads to help open up the eye, but it's still tedious. So that's where we're at with the sled stocking by Dimensions Gold. Kit everything. And this last project is another stocking. This is the Cranberry in Pines by Rosewood Manor. That's what it will look like when it's finished. And here is where it's at, and this is being stitched on 28 count platinum cashel linen, 2/2, called for DMC, and that's where we're at. And this will be Roman stocking. And that's all my WIPs. If you think of something that you haven't seen here, I'm sure it's finished. I don't tend to give up on WIPs. I don't know. Not that I give up on, not that people give up on WIPs, but sometimes you're just not feeling it anymore and you just have to distribute the floss and fabric to other projects that bring you more joy. So all of these projects bring me joy. The only one, like I said, the HL Moth, not so joyous. So it will be refigured. Yeah, but as for right now, at this moment, I am not sure what I'm going to work on. You will be seeing more progress, of course, on Stitching Shelf. Inner Depths and Hatter are all 3 of my big ass projects that are in a rotation to get work done regularly. Anything else is fair game. I am trying to get the Christmas Eve Couriers finished. I think actually today I am going to take the whichever one is in the Q-snap and do some beads on it. I do have a little bit of time, I think, after I clean this up. Edit, upload, all that stuff. So, yeah. Plans aside from that, I have one project kitted up. Well, it's not even fully kitted, but I really do want to get this one started. Locks and Keys by Shakespeare's Peddler. yeah. So we'll see. You might see that sooner than later. Of course, Christmas is coming, so who knows what that's going to bring. I don't expect that I'm going to be getting a lot of stitching stuff. I don't need any more. I would love more. You know, who doesn't want more, right? But my finishes for 2023, as far as I can tell, it was very small, very... The only ones that I can point out for sure are the reindeer, the Just Nan mouse, and the Just Nan 3 violets. These are the only other finishes besides the reindeer. So maybe 2024 will have more big finishes. Let's just Dressmaker. Let's face it, that's just beads. And Queen of Hearts are definite possibilities. Everything else is just nowhere near close enough to being considered finished. If I get the 2 stockings finished, that would be great, but no pressure, right? They get them when they get them. So I think I'm going to end it here for real now. Merry Christmas. Thank you for watching. Happy New Year. I think I will be able to get another videos in between now and the New Year. But if I don't, I wish you all the best. I hope you get lots of stitchy goodness for Christmas. And take care of each other. I know this is a really rough time for some people. We're thinking of you. So, happy stitching. Bye.